Supply and use tables organize all the transactions between producers and consumers in an economy. The Singapore economy is made up of many industries, each producing its own specific set of goods and services. As a small, open economy, Singapore relies on imported goods and services to meet its needs. These goods and services can be purchased by industries as intermediate inputs for production, purchased by industries and used as fixed assets, purchased by households and the government, or exported to other countries. All these transactions are recorded in the supply and use tables, which provides answers to three key questions. Who produces what types of goods and services? Who purchases what types of goods and services? And how much value added is generated in the process? Let's see how these questions are answered using the supply and use tables. The supply table shows the supply of various goods and services that are either produced domestically or imported from overseas. In other words, it answers the question, who produces what types of goods and services? Products are shown in rows, while the domestic industries and imports are shown in columns. The use table lists the products in rows. Industries, households, government, investment in fixed assets, and exports are listed in the columns. It answers, who purchases what types of goods and services? The use table also shows the value added generated by each industry. Value added consists of wages paid to employees, taxes on production, and the industry's operating surplus or profits. Using an example, let's see how the various transactions are recorded. Singapore's oil refineries import crude oil to produce refined petroleum products such as jet fuel. Imports of crude oil supplied to the refineries are recorded in the imports column of the supply table. Purchases of imported crude oil by the refineries are recorded in the use table. Refineries also purchase and use other inputs such as chemicals and electricity. These additional inputs are recorded in the use table under the oil refining industry column. The refineries use these inputs to produce various refined petroleum products. The transactions are recorded in the supply table under the oil refining industry column. These refined petroleum products are supplied to various groups of consumers. For instance, households purchase petrol for their vehicles. Airlines purchase jet fuel, and diesel is exported to overseas markets. These purchases are recorded in the use table. Jet fuel in the airlines industry column, petrol to households in the households column, and diesel in the exports column. In addition, the oil refining industry also pay wages to their employees and taxes to the government. The value added of the industry can be derived from the sum of wages, taxes on production, and operating surplus. The Singapore economy consists of many other industries such as food manufacturing, financial services, medical services, and retail. The supply and use tables can also provide insights on the impact of demand and supply changes in the economy. For example, during school holidays, many families travel abroad, increasing the demand for air travel. The airlines respond by increasing the number of available flights, which in turn increases the purchases of jet fuel and other goods and services. This stimulates a sequence of production activities that impacts each industry's supply chain. The supply and use tables allow us to estimate the goods and services required to meet these additional demands. In summary, supply and use tables systematically organize every transaction between producers and consumers. They can be used to capture the complex economic environment and the impact of changes on the economy. For more information on the supply and use tables and the types of analysis that can be performed, visit www.singstat.gov.sg.